Alright, well, here's the finale on the AX15 install. So I've been driving it for a few days. I got sick right after I got this thing in, so I didn't even take any kind of a I didn't stop and like take videos of my progress and shit when I was installing it. I just wanted to get the fucking thing in. But, I mean, this thing was a bolt-in installation. You can't really see that over here. That's right. So she's in there. I know that looks like it's leaking, but it's really not. It's just a stain from whatever it was on before. Yeah, no, everything's working. Four-wheel drive. Clutch works great. You know, I got a little bit of leak on the, I don't know if it's the oil pan that's rotted on the side there. It looks pretty fucking crusty. Anyways, that's no non sequitur. But, so it definitely has its pros and its cons. The transmission is nice and quiet. You know, before when I would drive this thing, it sounded like a dump truck in every gear, except for fourth for some reason. So the cons, I would say, are this transmission shifts more like a fucking, it shifts more like a truck. It's almost like a gated shifter, almost like with the NV3550, it kind of shifted more like a car. You know what I mean? You didn't have to like move, like box around your shifts. It's kind of my way of explaining it. So yeah, there's that shift pattern. It's a little bit different. And the gearing. Before I could cruise this thing at 70 miles an hour and be tacking like under $2,000. Now, if I cruise at 70, I'm up over $2,000, so I'm using a little more fuel, but no noises from the transmission. Like it's just spectacular for me. You know, no fucking throw up barons making all kinds of noise. No, there was brass in the fluid that I drained out of the old transmission. But so I still have the old tranny. I don't know. I guess parts to rebuild them are unobtainium. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. Maybe I'll find some parts and rebuild it. Maybe I'll throw it away. This one's staying in here for now. I mean, if I can find a rebuild kit, I'll put that transmission back in just because it was more comfortable to drive. Like, this is still comfortable, but if you've driven a standard, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, there's a cover on the old Formula there. There are ratchet straps on it this year, so hopefully the cover, I don't have to come adjust the cover every few weeks. And then I gotta pull that thing out of its home. I was gonna do it today, but I just don't feel like it. Ain't gonna hurt it to sit up there another couple days. I'll be back down here on Monday. I need to get my hands on a welder though, because this thing is hurting. I mean, it's really no different than it was before, but it's ugly. It's still strong where it needs to be. So I can still get like 2 more years out of it the way it is, but after that, I'm probably gonna be pushing it, and I'm gonna have to at least find a blade. This thing works the tits though. Like after that line blew off and I replaced all the fluid with new fluid, I think it was like airbound or sucking in air from somewhere. This thing, it doesn't look like much, but it moves and works like a brand new. Plow. Funny enough, this thing is the same size as a full-size one, so like if somebody wanted to buy this thing, all you'd have to do is, unbolt it there, there, get the fucking pin out of the middle, just slide that all off and put like an 8-footer on here or some shit. You might have to get different angling pistons, but everything else is the same. For right now, staying with me, I don't think I can fit an 8-foot on that. It would look pretty dumb. That's the conclusion of the AX15 install. It was a completely bolted install. I was told online that I would have to cut some reliefs into the transmission mount bracket because there's bolts on the body of the AX15 that the 3550 doesn't have, and it would interfere. On this transmission, those bolts weren't as, the heads weren't as tall as the one that the guy was working on online. So it literally just bolted right up. I didn't have to fuck with nothing. The reverse light, the wiring harness was long enough to reach over to the other side, and bada bing, bada boom, yeah, literally bolt and install. The only thing I did different, because I was debating on getting a whole new clutch, which I'm glad I didn't, because this one's perfectly fine. I got the best throwout bearing I could find, because when I changed this clutch, I put a new throwout bearing on it, and the miles that are on this thing, I put all the miles on this thing. This thing sat in a driveway and plowed maybe 2 or 3 storms after I installed the clutch. So, the clutch has no miles on it. I can't say no miles, but anyways, you know what I'm going after. But she's all done. I'm driving it. I got my car back. Pontiac's asleep for the winter. I aired up the tire. Monday I'll come down, get the plow off the thing, and put it down here where I can get at it in case we get dumped on. And life is good for the moment. I'm getting over my cold. I'm actually pretty much clear of it. Probably hear it in my voice. I'm still spitting shit up. But anyways, until the next time.